I was actually wanting to fly straight into this because I heard that you were losing patience with Manchester United early on. And as a Manchester United fan, I said this yesterday, so it is a bit of a repeat. It's reminding me now as Christmas with the in-laws. It just won't end, this pursuit of Frankie de Jong and other targets. I was told this week that Manchester United, have sort of admitted that it's not, behind the scenes, that it's not going to plan. What's going to plan with Manchester United? Are we going to get Frankie de Jong, Alex?
Well, the longer it drags on, the more pessimistic I become. And I think there's certainly a fair amount of frustration now and agitation amongst the powers that be at Old Trafford that this deal hasn't happened. There was a confidence a couple of weeks ago that it would get done. I don't necessarily buy into the narrative that it's de Jong holding it up because he doesn't want to play for Manchester United. I struggle to believe United would have got this far if that was the case, because we know how modern transfers work. In most cases now, the selling club are the last people to find out about it because all the groundwork is done behind the scenes via intermediaries, agents, advisors, whatever you want to call them. It's very unusual for a club to get as far as making a formal offer as Manchester United have, let alone have it accepted that 56 million up front without the player giving a fairly big indication that he wants the move. So I'm not worried if de Jong comes to Old Trafford that it's against his will. I think there is this issue with deferred wages with Barcelona. And I think the longer it drags on, Manchester United are going to have to set a deadline. They may have done it privately already to Barcelona to say, look, if the deal isn't completed by then, we're going to move on to other targets, because they do have other targets. De Jong is the preferred option. I think Erik ten Hag has spotted that midfield area is the one most in need of surgery. That's why he's so determined to get this deal done. But you can't keep waiting forever. Initial contacts between United and Barcelona were made in the middle of May. We're into the middle of July now, and the deal still hasn't happened. But it's not just that one, is it, that's causing frustration? Christian Eriksen is a free agent. That should be a fairly straightforward deal to do, yet he still hasn't signed. There's a medical, we understand, next week. But again, the longer that drags on, you're thinking, well, why is he not signed yet? And then you've got the pursuit of a striker. You've got Lisandro Martinez, who is keen to come to Old Trafford, as I understand it. United not too far away from the fee that Ajax wants. So they need to start getting deals done, because let's be honest about it. If you look at the top six, the other 5 teams in that conversation have all got some business done, apart from Tyrell Malacia, who I didn't know much about before he signed. Maybe your knowledge of Dutch football is better than mine, but it looks like a pretty underwhelming window at the moment.
Yeah, look, we want to talk about that. Maybe people will call in, get involved in the chat. Who's winning the transfer window? Are teams running out of time? I feel with Manchester United, as a fan of the club, I just find if we did, and I saw what you said earlier about Neves and Tielemans, if that had been the option at the start of the transfer window, Alex, I'd have taken that. That was what I was expecting from this transfer window. My issue is, over the last 2 months, we've heard Frankie de Jong, Frankie de Jong, Frankie de Jong. To then walk away from that deal would be massively embarrassing for Manchester United Football Club, who are riding on the coattails of a new CEO and a new vision with a new manager. That would be the issue. And you've hit on it there as well. Eriksen is a free signing. He's been a free signing for 10 days. He's still not there. Lisandro Martinez, what's happening with that? I just think, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this, it's not going to plan for Manchester United. So why should Manchester United fans be confident that they'll turn it around?
I can't answer that, to be honest. As I say, I've been patient. I've been saying that the board are trying to do some work behind the scenes. Clearly they are. I'd love to get Erik ten Hag's views on this, and no doubt he'll be doing press conferences during the tour. He'll be asked these questions. I'm sure he'll be diplomatic, and it's difficult to read from his body language because he always looks like a fairly grumpy so-and-so anyway. But he would have wanted more bodies on this tour. The fact they've gone on this tour, this PR tour, that's what it is effectively, without their best player in Ronaldo, with only one new signing in Malacia, and with some deadwood as well. I mean, you mentioned Wan-Bissaka. I think he's got a little bit of a stay of execution because they've been impressed, the club, with the extra work he's put in during the summer. But they've got Eric Bailly on this tour. They've got Anthony Martial on this tour. If you compare that to Spurs, they've left out the players that Antonio Conte doesn't want. They've been ruthless. They're not taking tourists along for the ride.